Good afternoon, traders. It is Friday, September 2nd, 2016. U.S. stock market is closed. Hey, I called it up today and it definitely went up. Dow ended up actually closing up 72 points, but that was actually below where it originally opened up. You can see we had a big gap up. Good jobs report this morning, and everything looked pretty good. This did help us a little bit, um, even though it was a little bit disappointing. We had about $10,000 open trade on the close yesterday, and up here, right on the open, around the open, within the first 10 minutes or so, we had over $17,000 in our open trade. By the time we got out of it, that had shrunk till to 12,600. Still, that's a good haul and is better than what we had in open trade. But God, I hate this giving back. It's just like we're having trouble with that. Good markets should open up and then get better, not worse, and that seems to be what we're dealing with. Even though we had a good day, sellers were in there, and you can see that in the Dow. It opens up here, it sells down quite a bit. It did come back, but it never came back to where it was on the open. It's just like there's this handful of short sellers and very pessimistic people in there. They're going to drive these markets down, even when they ought to be going up. Anyway, hey, regardless, I'm going on a limb, call it up again for next Tuesday. This is, of course, Labor Day weekend, a 3-day weekend. So I'll call it up for Tuesday. Well, like I say, we had a pretty good day. We closed out almost $13,000 in closed out trades. We did get into 10 new positions today, and it was a little bit funky. 3 were positive, 7 were negative, and we're holding negative 1,400 over the long weekend. I'm not worried about this, but still, again, those 10 positions were up to almost $4,000 positive at one point, and then they pull back and go slightly negative. So, like, we're fighting this gradient that seems to want to move against us when we get into positions. It's a little bit unnerving, but we're still doing pretty well, I think. Anyway, I'll just show you a couple of the trades. I think I've shown you both these things before. Let's see, I thought I had this all opened. Here we go. This is Equinox Pharmaceuticals. We had bought this yesterday. First hour, we had this huge spike up here, and that darn thing was that, $10,000 or more up on the spike. It did pull back quite a bit. We got a little, well, it isn't really a pop from yesterday. But anyway, regardless, we got out of that with about $4,000 in profits, and as I say, that's a big come down from 10, but still, we'll take $4,000 if we can get it. And then the other one that's kind of interesting, this is JNUG, which is gold, leveraged gold, and we had bought this yesterday again, the first hour or so, and it had closed slightly profitable, but we got a big gap in this morning. Unfortunately, again, this is when we're up here around $17,000 total up here, and then it pulls back for our get out. So we still took $7,000 out of JNUG, and then it floats along, starts rising again, and we end up getting re-entered here back into gold on the long side for the 3-day weekend. and it actually closed in our favor, and we got another $1,000 in open trade. So it's kind of a crazy trade there, but you add it all up, we got about $8,000, so can't complain about that. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic weekend. I am going to have a fantastic weekend, and I will be back here online next Tuesday.